Women are not biologically made to do everything men do. They often try, they often say, slurp this, slurp that, like they're a man. You know what I'm saying? They always trying to say things or do things and pretend like they got men parts and organs. But they're not biologically made to do what we do. They don't have the same effect, you know. So, if you try to do things that you weren't made to do, it has a negative effect on it. So many people, they try to do stuff that's not designed for them. You know, don't be jealous to be who you are. Men, you know, it's nothing wrong with being a woman and giving birth. Men shouldn't be mad that they can't give birth. Men shouldn't be mad that they can't produce milk. Men shouldn't be mad that they can't get a menstrual cycle every month. So people have to play their role. They're going against nature, and it's causing relationships to fumble because nobody wants to be who they are. Nobody want to be natural. Certain societies not even allowed to be natural. They're not even allowed to do what they probably meant to do. You know what I'm saying? So society and certain customs and ways of life goes against nature too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't have to be run by nature, but we can't disregard nature. We can't disregard nature. I think sometimes we disregard nature too much. There's nothing wrong with naturally since we have the brain capacity to kind of control our our instincts, our natural instincts, or even manipulate nature to an extent, cutting down trees and stuff. But that's not just because we can do it. I think we're doing it too much. I think we manipulate nature too much, where it's affecting us. You got to be smart enough to realize you can't go too far from nature. You go too far from nature, it's going to be a lot of negative side effects, man. Don't go too far from nature. A man produces trillions and trillions of sperms a day or whatever. Women have one egg for their life. One egg. They only have a certain amount of eggs for their lifetime. Naturally, it's made for men to be promiscuous. All them trillions of eggs is not made for one woman. Even in the Bible, a lot of guys have multiple women and concubines. Even, the men of God, they had multiple men and concubines. Men of God. Men that God chose to do his work. So, just got to be mindful of the fact that if you go too far, nations that go too far from nature, it's going to be a strange side effect in those lands when they don't think about the simplicity of life. But I'm Alan Millionaire. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell button. If you want to consult with me about anything, message me on Instagram at Alan Millionaire Show. God bless you. Send me a friend request on Facebook at Bantu Guy, Bantugui. Download my latest rap song, Michael Myers by Alan Millionaire. Download my latest rap song called Michael Myers by Alan Millionaire. Much love to you. Stay blessed. Stay prayed that we out.